Hey y'all, hey, it is me, it is Nurse T. Video, I just wanted to come to you for those of you who are considering going to nursing school, or some of you who are new nurses working as registered nurses in the hospital, or even LVNs with whatever title that you have, but more so for those of you who are still wondering if I should go to nursing school. Is nursing school for me? Well, if you know me already, my name is Nurse. I go by Nurse T. I've been a nurse for exactly going on 10 years. I've been in healthcare for 20 years. Okay, so with me being in the healthcare for 20 years, by the time I became a nurse 10 years ago, I was kind of sort of at my point where I was kind of over it. I worked as a tech. I was kind of over being a tech. I felt like it was a lot of labor work, very stressful, but yet it still paid the bills, and it is what it is. So I knew elevating, going up to be a nurse, I would still make good money, but I wouldn't have to work as hard, is what I thought. So nurses do work the same as techs, but I would say with the techs it was more physical work, and as a nurse it was more mental work, because you have to definitely critically think. But now today, 10 years later, as working as a registered nurse, I see that you do have to do physical and mental. So that overall can take a toll over you. Now, physical and mental depending on where you're working. But of course, if you're in the hospital, as a nurse, you're responsible for everything. So whatever your techs don't do, or whatever the techs who are assigned to work with you, whatever they don't do is still on you. Okay, so I made the video to say that there are so many things that you can do outside of the hospital, where either you could supplement your income, or you could take on head on and do as your actual source of income. So many people who work in others areas, specialties, anything outside of healthcare, let's say they lose their job, or the job that they're doing is no longer satisfying, they're kind of stuck. But in healthcare, becoming a nurse, if you're tired of what you're doing in the hospital, there are other things that you can do outside the hospital, in the community, or even from home. So I wanted to make this video to elaborate on a few side hustles. So I'm making it because I actually just came from one of my side hustles. So one of my side hustles is I do assessments. So I have a person who runs, I know of a person who runs a adult daycare. Just like the kids go to daycare while their parents are at work. Well, some patients who are either just elderly, or they're either young with some type of disability, and that requires them to depend fully on the care of someone else. But that primary caregiver who takes care of them, they probably have their own life things that they need to do, or they might just need a break from doing what they normally do in the role of a caregiver. So those people can go to adult daycares. Now, part of the admission process when a person enrolls in an adult daycare, they do need to have like an assessment that is completed by a registered nurse. So I had the person, she reached out to me. She was like, hey, I'm getting more clients. We lost our nurse. I'm looking to, basically have a contract with you as a nurse to assist to do an assessment on patients that comes in. So again, you're the registered nurse. You're the one. It depends on if you're just getting into nursing, or like me, been a nurse for 10 years. I call my own shots. I call what I feel like I'm worth charging, right? Even if it is just to fill out a paper, even if it is to do just a head to toe assessment and to write out what I would, what kind of plan that I would follow, or what this patient present as their baseline, so that when they need to be reevaluated, I can tell whether they're doing good or whether they're doing bad, or what and what, something I can communicate with the doctors. But like, just quickly, briefly, shall I say, that's extra cash or whatever on hand. And there are numerous adult daycares out here that you can go give your business to, and they'll be happy to have it. Another thing I would suggest is like a lot of these facilities, like again, that adult daycare, they employ people that are there to watch the clients. So the caregivers that are there, they usually have to be CPR certified. So as a registered nurse, or I'm sure you don't have to be a registered nurse, but as a registered nurse with my instructor certification, I can go out and administer CPR, AED, EpiPen training. I can do these things as a side gig. There are just so many things that you can do. If you're a nurse and you know of some side things that people can go out and do, they have telehealth. They have there are just so many things. So there are numerous things that you can do out there to kind of supplement your income, but you just have to put yourself out there. If you want, go into your own entrepreneurship thing, you can go into home health care, you can go into home care, you can go into group homes, residential living, transportation, you name it. It's so much you can do. As a nurse, you're drawing blood, you're doing this and that. So you can even go out and have your own mobile lab. Numerous things you can do. So again, for those of you who are aspiring to become a nurse, whether it's an LVN, RN, there are things that, you get your skills while you're in the hospital. Go out and get the best knowledge and skills and education that you can, and then go amongst yourself when you're comfortable and you're competent and you're confident, and get out there and create you a side hustle.